What's up, YouTube? This is BoxingX79, guys. Today I'm continuing with my latest deck profile video for December 2019. And guys, I am amped up for this one, primarily because I'm getting to show you my updated Six Samurai deck featuring Battle Shogun of the Six Samurai. That's right, Battle Shogun was initially released in the OCG via Link Frames Pack 2, and we finally got it here in the TCG via the Chaos Impact special editions. Alright, and since it's released, it's taking this deck from nuts to crazy on a whole different level of speed. And I can't tell you right now, this card is so great. It's almost like Six Samurais were missing that one little piece to really take them up to the next level, and this card does it. Alright, so without further ado, we're going to get right into it. Monsters first, alphabetically. 2 copies of Elder, the Six Samurai. Elder is the Cyber Dragon for Six Samurai. If your opponent controls a monster on the field and you don't, you can special summon them right from the hand. It is a level 3 Earth attribute monster, so combining it with something like Kagemusha, which you can summon utilizing asceticism targeting Elder, you can get out your first turn Legendary Six Samurai Chien, or even a first turn Nitori Beast. Depending on whatever deck you're facing, that can be a very nightmarish scenario for your opponent. Outside of that, you could always use this card for Link fodder as well. Alright, moving forward, we have Grandmaster of the Six Samurai. I've seen a lot of current builds messing around with the ratios, going from 2 to 3. The thing about it is that you're only allowed to control one Grandmaster on the field, so one's all you really need. Okay, and with Gateway's ability to recur cards from your graveyard back to your hand, and the fact that he's super easy to special summon, all you gotta do is control another Six Samurai monster. Yeah! One's all you need. Also has a cool effect. If he's ever destroyed by a card effect, you're getting another Six Samurai monster back from your graveyard to your hand, which is very useful if your opponent tries to disrupt you. Alright? Here we go. Great Shogun Chien. This card can be the bane of your opponent. Primary reason is that while this guy is face up in the field, your opponent is only allowed to activate one spell or, emphasizing or, trap card per turn. That's only one spell or trap during their turn, and only one spell or trap during your turn. Alright? If you back this up with a couple of different negates, you're basically controlling what your opponent is allowed to do and what can go through. So if your opponent activates a draw card, guess what? And they try to then wipe your board off with a board wipes, like say Interrupted Kaiser Summer, they can't do that because they already activated their one spell card with the draw. Alright? Like a lot of the bigger Six Samurai monsters, if this card is going to be destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can destroy a different Six Samurai monster instead. So, very useful. 3 copies of Kagemusha of the Six Samurai. I love having this level 2 tuner in the deck. It's just so useful just to get into your synchro plays. Also makes a very useful Link fodder as well. So I love having him in there. And I can tell you this right now, I've been utilizing his effect more and more often than you think. If your opponent tries to target your monsters with card effects, you can just turn around and switch the target to him instead to protect your other bigger monsters, which is actually pretty damn awesome. Alright. Legendary Six Samurai Raineesha. Love having this guy in the deck. Basically, when you bring him out, you can banish 2 cards, Six Samurai monsters, from your graveyard, and basically target one of your opponent's monsters and get a compulsory evacuation device effect, which is just huge. Taking out problematic monsters is always a good thing. And if you happen to have 2 other Six Samurai monsters on the field with different names, he gets a power boost of 500 attacks, raising himself from 1700 to 2200 attack, which is actually pretty good. The extra damage does help when you're trying to win games. Alright. Moving forward, we have 2 copies of Legendary Six Samurai Kageki. Kageki is actually pretty damn awesome. Whenever you normal summon him, he's bringing out another Six Samurai monster from your hand onto the field with him. And then whenever you have him plus another Six Samurai monster on the field, his attack power jumps up by 1500, giving you another monster of 1700 attack. So you can actually utilize asceticism on him to bring out an Ishii from your deck. Alright. And last Legendary Six Samurai monster is going to be 3 copies of Kazan, and Kazan is the linchpin workhorse of this deck. This is the card you're going to be searching out with Gateway and Reinforcement of the Army, as well as recurring it with Gateway's effect, and constantly special summoning onto the field, because as long as you control another 6 samurai monster that has a different name, yeah, he's coming out, and you need to keep able to special summon him, which builds up counters on your counter holder cards, and ultimately allows you to do a lot more things. Alright? You can synchro with him, you can seize with him, you can link summon with him. That's why he is the heavy-duty workhorse of this deck. Alright? Also, if you control 2 or more monsters on the field, with different, there are 6 samurais and different names, power boosts himself up by 300 attack. Awesome. Alright, moving forward, 2 copies of Secret 6 Samurai Fuma. Alright, all the Secret 6 Samurais have an effect that activates while in the graveyard to protect your on-field samurais, which is great. Fuma, on the other hand, also is a floater, so whenever it is destroyed by battle or card effect, you're getting another 6 Samurai monster back in place, which is just huge. Alright. And of course, the last one I have is Secret 6 Samurai Hatsume. Hatsume is actually a great extender card. Banish 2 6 Samurai monsters, including, and you could include herself in that, whether it be from the field and or the graveyard, to special summon another 6 Samurai monster back from the grave, which is just great. Alright. Chien Squires in there. Again, we have another way to get into your Nitori Beast. Very powerful card. But he also has a very good hand trap effect. Basically, discard him from your hand, and your 6 samurai monsters cannot be destroyed by card effects, which is just awesome. And then last but not least, we have the 6 Samurai Sanji, one of the OG 6 Samurais that were released in this game. And I can tell you right now, he's actually pretty damn awesome. As long as you have him on the field with another 6 Samurai monster, when he attacks your opponent's monster, that opponent's monster is going to be destroyed, even if Sanji is defeated in that battle. So great 1-for-1 type of effect in this deck. Alright. Been saying this a lot, but asceticism does play a very huge role in my build, and I can tell you this right now, you have to run this card at 3. Basically, asceticism allows you to target 1 6 samurai monster on the field, and then special summon a monster, another 6 samurai monster with a different name, with the same attack onto the field next to it. Alright, during the end phase, that monster that you target is destroyed by a card effect, but a lot of times you're going to be utilizing this to go into maybe a rank 4 or building into a synchro or a link play. So yeah, you're not going to have to worry about losing your monsters during the end phase of this turn. Alright, I am running the Bamboo Sword engine, so we have Broken Bamboo Sword. Doesn't really do anything except allows you access into the Golden Bamboo Sword. Allows you to activate the Golden Bamboo Sword. You have 3 copies of Cursed Bamboo Sword. Cursed Bamboo Sword has 2 effects. One that allows the equipped monster to basically hop over your opponent's monsters and attack directly. Not bad. But the real big thing is its other effect. Whenever it's sent to the graveyard, you get to search your deck for another Bamboo Sword card to add to your hand. And typically, using this in concert with Isolde's effect can get you into your entire engine. Specifically, you're going to be searching for either Bamboo Sword and whatever other copies of Golden Bamboo Sword that you have. Now, Golden Bamboo Sword, we have run 3 copies of this card in the deck, and Golden Bamboo Sword, where you have a Bamboo Sword equipped spell on the field, is basically a Pot of Greed. Drop it on the field, draw 2. Awesome. Get to get in deeper into your deck, and it just helps the consistency of the deck so much. Moving forward, Gateway of the 6. This is the king of the Bushido counter cards. Alright, anytime a 6 samurai monster is summoned to the field, whether you're doing it or your opponent's doing it, this card is gaining 2 counters for every summon. Alright, I can tell you right now, removing 2 counters from this card, or for any other Bushido counter, or a combination of any other Bushido counter holding cards on the field, can power boost one of your 6 samurai monsters by 500 attack. Removing 4 counters from this or other counter holder cards gets you a search from your deck, or even recurring monsters back from your graveyard into your hand. Very awesome. And the 4 counter effect is the one you're going to be using the most. And the thing about it is that effect is not a hard one per turn. And not only that, you have this last one, the 6 counter effect, where you can actually special summon a Chien effect monster, which is going to be Great Shogun Chien or Chien Squire, from your graveyard back onto the field. Alright, so very useful card, easy to access with Battle Shogun. Monster Reborn, awesome spell card. You can't go wrong with having this card in your deck. It's a great generic extender. A warrior-based deck has to run Reinforcement of the Army. Mandatory. 3 copies of Shien's Dojo. This is the other Bushido counter card that I love having in this deck. Primary reason is because, just like Gateway, it doesn't have a limit of how many counters can go on it. And that's just amazing, allowing you to be able to utilize the counters on this plus Gateway. Just allows you to utilize more of Gateway and searching and recurring resources. Shien's Dojo isn't the slouch either, because you can send this card to the graveyard while it has counters on it, and depending on the number of counters you have on it, you could actually special summon from your deck a 6 Samurai or a Chien effect monster who has a level equal to or lower than the number of counters Dojo had on it when you sent it, which is awesome. So it's not only a counter holder, but an extender card as well. Alright. We have 2 copies of 6 Samurai United. United can only hold 2 counters, but it does its job in helping Gateway get started. Alright. And not only that, but if you can send this card to the graveyard with multiple counters, you gain to draw more cards. And again, drawing more cards allows you to do more things with this deck. Alright. 2 copies of Chien Smoke Signal. This deck already has a ton of search and summoning power in it already, so you don't really need that many copies. 2's more than enough for this deck. Alright, now the thing about it is that this deck, 6 Samurais have a nasty history of failing hard to monster effects. Alright, and the thing about it is that we need a card to be able to protect your monsters from being overrun by your opponent's drawing monsters, as well as from their effects. The only card that actually fits this bill is going to be Mystic Mind, and we're also running a Land of Demise of the Lands alongside of it. And the primary reason why this is it just shuts down your opponent's monster effects for that turn. I mean, period. And then allows you, and it prevents them from attacking as long as they have more monsters on the field than you do. This deck doesn't specialize in putting up like 3, 5, or 6 monsters on the board. You usually get maybe like 2 or 3 monsters on the board at once, and that's typically more than enough to really utilize Mystic Mind to hold your opponent down. Alright? Okay, and that's it for the main deck. We're going to get right into the extra deck. 2 copies of Battle Shogun of the 6 Samurai. Alright, like I said, he's the new kid on the block, and he just helps this deck by being able to get you into Gateway so much more faster. Basically, on Link Summon, you discard a monster from your hand to the graveyard, and you add a Bushido Counting Holder card to your hand. Typically, you're aiming for Gateway since it's a 1-of, you're not going to be able to draw into it, but if you happen by luck to draw into it, you can search out Dojo or United as well. Alright? Shogun also has an effect where it gains Bushido counters whenever you summon 6 monsters to the zones it points to. Alright, so it's a 4th Bushido counter holding card that Gateway can utilize to search and recur resources. Typically, he's not going to be sitting on the field for long. You're going to be building him into other Link monsters. So that's what we run to. 1 copy of Isolde, the 2 Tales of the Noble Knights. Both of Isolde's effects are going to be very important in this deck. On summon, you get to search your deck for a warrior type monster to add to your hand, but the only thing is you're not allowed to summon or use that monster's effect for the rest of the turn. Okay, not bad, but typically what you're going to do is that you're going to be able to use this other effect, send the Cursed Bamboo Swords to the graveyard, search for whatever other Bamboo Sword cards you need out of your deck into your hand, and then special summon a monster based on the number of Cursed Bamboo Swords you sent. So you can send you can get a level 3, you can get a level 2, you can even get a level 1 monster on the field. It doesn't really matter as long as you get a 6 Samurai monster on the field with it to get into Battle Shogun, which is your next step in your combo. Alright? One copy of IP Masquerade. IP Masquerade is just an amazing card. Make it with any two non-link monsters, and basically when you utilize this card as a link material for another monster, guys, that monster you're making is going to be unaffected by and can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, which is just awesome. Alright, makes bigger monsters problematic. Alright, Saruja Scoldred. This deck already has enough search and draw power in it, but hey, it's too easy to go into Saruja's forname effect to fix your hand and get stuff that you don't need in your hand back into your deck, as well as dig deeper into your deck while you're at it. The extra special summon is also very important for this deck to really help extend into your plays. Alright. Now for the Link Boss Monsters, I'm using Mekk-Knight Crusadia Aramax. Primary reason is because, in case you can't get into Mystic Mine, this is your next best thing. Get this guy in the field, and your opponent has to attack it. And once per battle, this card can boost its attack by the monster's attack points that it's attacking it, which is actually pretty damn awesome. And even if this card leaves the field, you target one of your opponent's monsters and push it off the field as well. So it's an awesome protective card to have. Alright? And then just imagine going Masquerade into Borrowsword. Borrowsword already can't be destroyed by battle, and the attack on Masquerade's effect where you can't be destroyed with card effects. Yeah, this OTK machine just became a bigger problem. Only two Xyz monsters. Abyss Dweller, shuts down graveyard effects, very useful against this meta. And then last but not least, we have Shadow of the Six Samurai Chien. It's another Six Samurai name to help build counters on your field and ultimately combo off. I mean, if you have this guy in the field with maybe Kageki, you can actually power boost it Kageki up to 3,500. That's an old school combo. It still works, and sometimes it does come up if you need that little extra boost. Alright. For Synchros, level 5 Synchros, Legendary 6 Samurai Chien, we only need one copy now, Premera, because we have other cards built into this deck that can really help be a pain to your opponent. I mean, a first-turn Chien can be problematic, especially if you shut down the right spell or trap your opponent's trying to activate. Alright? Just like a lot of the other bigger 6 Samurai monsters, it has a protection effect which allows you to destroy another 6 Samurai monster instead of itself. Alright? Nitori Beast, oh my god, this card is an auto win against Sky Strikers. As long as you have cards in your deck, you can negate as many spell cards as you want. It's not a hard once per turn like Legendary 6 Samurai is. And I can tell you right now, worth it. Okay, one copy of Ib. Ib is primarily in here, primarily because she's a generic Synchro Tuner monster, and she's utilized to get into your level 8 Synchros. Alright? And the level 8 Synchros that we're running, we're having one copy of Borrowload Savage Dragon. Alright, Savage Dragon is Synchro Summon. You target a linked monster that's in your graveyard, equip it, it gains half that monster's attack. So if you equip a Saruja, it's going to gain 1400 attack. Plus, Borrow counters equal to that monster's link rating, and you can utilize those Borrow counters for negates of monster effects as well as spell or traps. Alright? But it's a hard once per turn negate, so gotta be careful with it. The other level 8, and this is the one that I really like to bring out to really mess with my opponent, is Siphon Lord Omega, primarily because you can actually, it's a quick effect that can rip cards out of your opponent's hand. And that can be just annoying as hell, keeping them down by one card when they start their turn. With this card in the graveyard, you can get cards from your Bandit Zone back into your deck, which is actually very useful. Whether bringing back your Secret 6 Samurai monsters to protect your other Samurai monsters on the field, or bring back other key cards that were banished into your graveyard to further extend. Alright, and the last Synchro monster, and this is something that helps go second, is Trishna, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. Basically, whenever you summon Trishna to the field, you're basically banishing one card off the field, one card out of the graveyard, and one card out of the hand. It just wrecks your opponent's strategies, and the banishing doesn't target, which is actually pretty damn awesome. Alright, from there you can just attack with it or link it off into other cards. to really build your place. Alright. So guys, that is it for my 6 Samurai deck for December 2019. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this on my channel, make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so you don't miss a single upload. Guys, check out the description box below. Find the invite link to my Discord server. Join the conversation. We'll love to have you. Follow me on Twitter at BystanderX79. And if you want to help support the channel, my TCG Player affiliate link is down in the description box as well. Use that link when shopping on TCG Player. It does help support the channel and will help me bring me closer to giving you better content moving forward. Alright guys, as always, until next time, peace!